On today's episode of the Twedt Show Podcast, we got some NBA playoffs to discuss, and really that's about the only thing we have to discuss. If I have anything else to discuss, I guess I can mention it, but otherwise we're just going to talk strictly NBA basketball in this episode. So with that being said, let's just get started with today's episode. So first, before we talk some NBA basketball, I do want to address that I said in my previous episode that I was going to record on Wednesday or Thursday and have an episode for you guys. Obviously, I did not. And now I'm starting to think, or at least listeners are starting to think, that one is either a bit or two, I'm just really bad and a liar. Now I'm starting to think this might be a bit for me too. Like I might just keep going. I might just make it a running joke. Just be like, oh, I'm just going to record tomorrow, and then never post anything on like the following day or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see if I keep doing this. Now, the real reasoning I didn't get a chance is because my roommate's dog is sometimes a what's the best way to describe him? He is very needy, and he's very can never be left alone. So when his owner, my roommate, leaves, he immediately whines, acting like he's about to die, which is very annoying sometimes when I'm trying to do something. And he just goes like, hey, Chanler, I need you to fix this. Where the frick is Tom? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Why are you asking me? Even though most of the time I do know where Tom is. I think he's just mainly, there's either three places Tom usually at. He's either at work, the gym, or he went to his girlfriend's place. Those about the only three places he goes. Or I guess the fourth one would be school, but he usually comes back after school. So, but yeah, that was probably the main couple. That was mainly the main reason, because like after Tom came back from work, I came in my room because I was watching the games, and I was like, oh, that's right, I was supposed to record, and then I never did. So, because it was late enough, and I was like, I don't really feel like recording. So, like I said, I'm just gonna keep this as a running bit, or just gonna keep lying to America like LeBron does sometimes to people, how he lied about reading in a book, or how he lied about a certain player that a soccer team that he owns or something like that. It's just one of the things I got to figure out if I'm going to buy into this bit, or if I'm just a really bad time management person. But yet again, I wouldn't say it's bad time management. It's just I live with a horrid dog that's not mine, and luckily I only have to live with it for the next like four months. April, May, June, July. So 4 months basically. Well, 3.5. This is like April 23rd. So all right, let's move on from the dog and just talk some NBA hoops. All right, so last we sort of spoke was, when did we speak? Well, it's been a while since we spoke, but let's just focus on the weekend games. So this weekend we had the Phoenix Suns defeating the Clippers in Game 3. Or no, that's Game 4. That was Game 4. Never mind. God. See, this is the problem with some of these NBA games. I forget which games they are, but yeah, Saturday the Suns beat the Clippers in Game 4, 112-100. And then Game 4, the 76ers defeated the Nets, which means the 76ers swept the Nets. And then we had the Miami Heat take down the Bucks without Giannis. So Giannis did not play in that game. The Grizzlies got absolutely boat race in that game, but Ja Morant did come back. So we'll see how this series sort of changes in a sense like that. And then today, the games were, we had the Golden State Warriors and Kings. Golden State won by 1. And then we had the New York Knicks defeating the Cavs. Then we had Boston defeating the Hawks. And then as of right now, with about 1:43 left in the second quarter, it is Minnesota 47, Denver 45. and the Denver Nuggets are still leading the series 3-0. All right, so Jamal Murray with the ball, throws it to Jeff Green. Jamal Murray gets the ball back, dribbles, shoots, and scores. Ties the game at 47 with about 90 seconds left in the game. Anthony Edwards has the ball in his hands. He dribbles, dribbling down the lane. Oh, he lost the ball. Oh, he got fouled. He got fouled. Now some of the Nuggets players are asking for a challenge, which they probably won't challenge because NBA coaches are very strict about when they are going to challenge and when they are not going to challenge. So, yeah. Just some thoughts on, we'll go back to the Saturday games. Just some thoughts and all that. So, the Suns, I don't really see how they don't get out of the West or just win the West. Like now, here I will say this. The Clippers probably could have won this series if Kawhi and Paul George were all healthy, because really Westbrook is carrying the team and he's sort of trying to get him in a position to potentially win the series. But obviously now the Clippers are down 3-1, which usually means that, well, one or two things. One, the other team could come back and win the series, or two, they're just going to lose in the next game, or they could probably, the next game will be in Phoenix. So I highly doubt Clippers win that game. But like I said, with Devin Booker, KD, and Chris Paul, those big three, I mean, it's just crazy how talented that team is. Kevin Durant had 31, and then Devin Booker, the past 3 games, has had 30 plus. He's a dog. God, I truly do love watching Devin Booker play. He's so freaking awesome. He's a fun player to watch. I truly love watching his game. He's got that mid-range. He's got that dog in him. He loves talking smack. Unlike some others that talk smack and don't really back it up as much. But Devin Booker backs it up. He backs it up. He's got that dog. As for, I was saying about the Clippers, I mean, honestly, besides that game 1 performance in this series, Westbrook has been playing actually pretty well. He had 37 this game. I think he had 31 or 30-ish in game 3. I mean, he's balling. And then obviously we've had Kawhi Leonard with some sore knees. Now, I never really judge a superstar if they have an injury. If you're hurt, you're hurt. But but with Kawhi Leonard, who does all these low management and hardly plays during the regular season, he's meant to be healthy and ready to go during the postseason, right? And then stuff like this happens, and it's dude, what are we doing? Like I said, if he's hurt, he's hurt. But come on, man. A little part of us, as fans, should be disappointed and be dude, you couldn't play. You couldn't just suck it up and play. Now, granted, if his knee hurts, it hurts. But Steven kind of said it best when he said he's the worst superstar. I mean, he's not he's a baller. He was sort of saying that he's a baller, but he's the worst superstar of some. When he plays, when he doesn't play, he's the worst superstar not to play. Basically, that's basically what I think Stephen A was trying to get at, which I tend to sort of agreed with him about. Which when I think of Kawhi Leonard during the postseason, I usually think of his run when he was with Toronto, because when he was on Toronto and made that run to win the NBA title, I was like, damn, Kawhi Leonard is just, he's built different. He's meant for the postseason. He's winning championships with Toronto, and Toronto doesn't even win championships, and now they do. Well, I guess they haven't won it since Kawhi, but you know what I get. You know what I mean? But I feel after that happened, I was well, if Kawhi Leonard could go anywhere and win a championship, and basically this is what he did. He went to the Clippers with Paul George, and they're hey, we can win a championship here. And they haven't done it yet. And now people are starting to ask the question, how much longer is this Clipper duo going to, be a thing? I think you give them 1 more year. Now, granted, it's the Clippers, and usually nobody's going to really be blow it up. Because I think you probably give them 1 more year, 2 at the most. But I think sooner or later we got to see some more results. We've seen them have we seen them be in the conference finals? Yeah, we did we? Yeah, it was like no. Yeah, like the year the Phoenix Suns went to the NBA Finals. They're in the Western Conference Finals, but I don't think Kawhi was playing that series, was he? No, I don't think so. It was just Paul George. Shocker, Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing, but I think that like he was like out for like the entire season for that. But still, I think like if we don't see the Clippers make it to a Western Conference Finals again next year, then I think we need like the Clippers need to have like a conversation between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard about the future of the because I feel like it's just not working now. Granted, I'm just trying to think because like the West is actually going to be like even tougher now because I feel like if the Clippers are going to try and win, they got to like legitimately trying to win next year because obviously the Phoenix Suns aren't going anywhere. You got the OKC Thunder; they're young, they're gonna be fun to watch, and you got the Denver Nuggets. You've got the Lakers. I feel like aren't really going anywhere either. They're gonna be tough. Memphis, Dallas, eventually if they figured it out with Kyrie and all that mess, but. Yeah, I think you really just got to give the Clippers one more chance to really try and win a title, especially with the addition to Westbrook. Maybe that would help, but I don't know. Mainly, you just got to get Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to be healthy for the postseason and the entire regular season. So, yeah. But like I was saying, I don't see how the Suns don't really come out of the West. I think they're the best team in the West without a question. So, yeah. All right. As for the East, back to the Eastern Conference Finals, or not Eastern Conference Finals, I should say that back in the first round matchup, we had the 76ers and Nets. Oh, is it halftime? It's officially halftime of the Nuggets and Timberwolves game. I don't know what the halftime score is. Hold on. Give me a second here to find out. I think it's still a 2-possession game or one. 1 second, please. Nuggets are up 52-48. So, yeah. All right, sorry. Back to the. I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on that. Even though by the time you listen to this, you'll know who won the game. But sort of just reliving back. You're like, oh, chance on this moment during the game. But yeah, halftime. All right, so yeah, the 76ers swept the Nets, and then the Nets are kind of an interesting team next year because I think they're going to be like sort of what they got some talent like. Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are for sure like key pieces to build around. Like Mikal for sure. I feel like he's gonna be like a 2 or 3 option or a third option if they get like a superstar to come play for the Nets at all. I mean, just ones that aren't gonna bitch about the COVID vaccine or or one that doesn't have enough like strip clubs or anything like that. Like the other, like 2 out of the 3 were gonna bitch about something. The other one was just really just wanted to hoop, which he did, and his teammates just never shut up for work. So yeah, I mean, they got some young talented pieces for sure, and I'm interested to see how the Nets are going to look like next year because I think they'll probably still sort of be a playoff team, but they'll probably be like a more of a play-in type of team. I feel like because they're pretty young. Mikal Bridges is really talented. I think he's a star. He's definitely a star in this league. Cam's definitely like a emerging star-ish type of player. But yeah, as for the 76ers, Maxey, I was a big fan of Tyrese Maxey last year, heading towards the end of the playoffs when he was just balling out. But like this season, though, I feel like I was talking to somebody like before the season even started, like, dude, watch out for Tyrese Maxey. He's gonna become an emerging superstar. He's gonna be that guy. Like he's that guy. If James Harden doesn't because like late, when we were watching that playoff series last year with James Harden and how he like debacled and looked terrible and all that, it was like, well, if they decided to get rid of James Harden, they can always just rely on Tyrese Maxey, who's that guy. He's just so talented because he's just good. He's just a really good player. I just love Tyrese Maxey's game. I feel like there are certain players in this league that I just love watching. I'm like, damn, I just love watching that guy. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey's one of them for sure. You know what's crazy? Because I was watching, I was a little late watching to Game 4 because I didn't realize it was on, and then I flipped it on, and didn't even get a notification or see something on social media because I wasn't on my phone. I can't remember what I was doing on Saturday. I wasn't just realizing that Embiid was out in this game. I was like, wait, Embiid's out. Why is Embiid out? Because actually, I did see something. I was like, well, that's weird. That's probably not true. Because like now with the whole verification stuff, I can't tell who's. Obviously, I can trust Woj because he's got a blue check mark, but anybody could just buy a blue check mark now. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Embiid was out. He's got like some knee issue, I think, and he's gonna be like 50-50 depending on when the next second round starts. Now, I mean, it might start soon because I think the Hawks and the Celtics series will probably be over by Monday or Tuesday, whenever that game is. I think it's Tuesday, I would assume. No, yeah, the 76ers I think they're really good, and they got a potential to beat the Celtics, but like they gotta have Embiid. Like I know Harden, it could, should be the guy to carry the load, but I don't think he's like the Rockets' James Harden anymore. And he shows spurts of old James Harden, but this new James Harden sort of like the 25 plus ish, and it gets like 8 to 12 assists with about 6 rebounds. Or, because I feel like we either get that James Harden or we get a James Harden where he scores like 14 points and shoots really badly. And it's like, oh, James. And then that's when like the 76ers like lose badly to the Celtics. So that series will be very interesting to watch. But for sure, they gotta get Embiid back because they have no chance of Embiid's not playing. They have no chance. Otherwise, I mean, yeah. All right. As for the Bucks and Heat series, now this is kind of interesting because we have a series where Giannis did not play got hurt in game 1, did not play in game 2 or 3. The Bucks won in game 2 at home, and then they lost game 3 on the road. So I feel like next game we'll have the old Bucks. Now, granted, we don't know when Giannis is going to be able to play with that sort of tailbone / lower back injury. And I'll be curious to see how the Bucks sort of game plan, because I feel like game 2 they really did a great job of game planning, but then game 3 I don't know what happened. It was just maybe because it was at the Heat, maybe that was it. I don't know, because like I was watching some of it and then I was like, all right, this is kind of a blowout, so I flipped over to something else. So I was just like, I gave up on the Heat. I gave up on the game. But I know Chris Middleton played really well. Jimmy Butler always performs well in the playoffs because he's Jimmy Buckets, and he's also one of the guys I truly love watching. He's definitely one of the guys. I think I need to make a list of all the players that I just love watching basketball, like him, Devin Booker, Tyrese Maxey. Who's some others? Trying to think, because there's some players out there for sure. I like Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. I mean Zion, but like Zion's the same thing with Kawhi, and Kawhi would be on the list too. But those two never play basketball. I think Jalen Brunson might make the list here pretty soon if he keeps it up, what he's doing. But we'll get to the Knicks in just a moment. Man, I'm trying to think of players that I just love watching them. I used to love watching Trae Young because he was so fun and watching. But now watching this like Celtics series, I'm like, And don't get me wrong, he's a really talented, fun player to watch. But he's not like eye-catching. I guess Damian Lillard, but like he's on the West Coast and he's like late at 9. I'd have to like stay up and watch those games. It has to be like a Friday or Saturday where I'd be able to watch him because again he's in Portland. I'm trying to think any other team or any of their players. I just like I'm like if they're on, I'll be like, yep, I'm watching. I don't know. I think that's really about it. So, like I said, okay, so let's get back to the Heat for a second. So the Heat are the 8 seed. They lost to the Hawks in the first playing game. Then they beat the Bulls in the in that second play-in game to get to the 8th spot. And then obviously in game 1, they stole game 1 because in the slate was it like somewhere in the second quarter where Giannis hurt himself, and then obviously that's when the Heat kind of took over in that game, and then they never looked back. And then game 2, the Heat were not ready, and then the Bucks just steamrolled them. Because like I was on like NBA TV, and I was probably watching a better game, and then I noticed that the game was like in the 30s. I was like, wait a second, whoa, the Bucks are whooping some ass. But no, yeah, I mean, I feel like the Bucks usually do pretty decent without Giannis, but they need him to advance in the playoffs. Like if they're gonna, assuming they get past the Bucks, or not the Bucks, assuming the Bucks get past the Heat this round, let's say that the Bucks win like in 6 or 7. Assuming they get past the Heat, they're gonna need him for the next series when they go up against, who would they go up against? Who's the Knicks, or the Knicks probably, most likely the Knicks. I don't see how the Cavs come back in this series. Assuming they get up against the Knicks, I feel like they're going to need them for the Knicks series, because if they don't have them for the Knicks series, I'm not gonna lie, I think the Knicks could easily win this series or win that series. It's a very possibility. The Knicks have been playing some really good basketball, so it's just some stuff we got to keep our eyes out for sure, as Giannis's injury status, day by day, see how he feels, all those other stuff, and see how the Bucks sort of, I would assume the Bucks respond back in game 4 and tie the series and go back to Milwaukee game 5 and then win that game. Then they would win in 6. Most likely, I would think that's how I feel like this scenario would happen, because I feel like Giannis will probably come back in game 5, so he'll probably sit out game 4 unless the Bucks really feel like, hey man, we really need you in game 4. So maybe he's be like restricted limits and all that. I don't know how bad that like tailbone / back is. So I guess, like I said, we'll have to see how that goes. But like if the Heat, if they win game 4 tomorrow, which is, I think, is it tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. I can't. No, wait. Yeah. Is it tomorrow? I don't know. Whenever game 4 is, which I think it is tomorrow, about 80% sure. If they win game 4, I don't know. I don't know, because obviously Giannis would definitely come back for game 5, and that's like Giannis is going to be like balls to the walls, just willing his team to survive another game so they can force a game 6 and all that. So the Heat team, the Heat weren't really that good during the regular season, and somehow, like I was saying, Jimmy Butler just plays at a different level during the playoffs. So it'll be a very interesting thing to how this series plays out. As for the Memphis Grizzlies, oh, Dylan Brooks, you woke the bear, you woke up the Lakers. You shouldn't have talked trash. Now, I will say this: I like players talking trash and talking smack and all that. It's good for the game. But if you're going to do it, you got to be able to back it up. And, sir, you did not back it up. You were like 3 of 13, and then you punched LeBron in the junks. Now, he wasn't intentional. It was just, he was trying to pick his pocket, and he accidentally swiped him on the nuts. And then when LeBron went down, and it's like, oh boy, LeBron went down, nut shot. He's just trying to do a good old cup check. He was just making sure LeBron was wearing his cup. And clearly LeBron was not wearing his cup, and that's what he deserves for not wearing his cup. You got to be able to wear your cups. Come on, boys. Everybody knows this. You wear your cups during basketball. It's not like in baseball you have to, for sure. You don't have to wear your cups in baseball. Nobody wears their cups in baseball. No, you wear your cups in baseball. Could you imagine having to wear a cup in basketball? Like, I would feel like that would be so uncomfortable, having to go up and down the court constantly with that thing, and you always have to adjust it half the time. And people just be like, what is he doing? Is he playing with himself? He's like, no, I'm just trying to fix my cup. Just trying not to get hit in the balls, Which, speaking of which, a lot of players are getting hit in the balls in these playoff series. Like, and Royce O'Neal got hit by James, and then we had LeBron getting hit in the nuts. Who else got hit in the nuts? I feel like someone else got hit in the nuts recently. There was another one. I'm trying to think. Who else got hit? Gosh, was it someone on the Warriors and Kings series too? I don't think so, because obviously Draymond only stepped on Sabonis. He didn't hit anybody in the nuts. At least not yet. God, who else hit him? Who else hit some nuts? Hit somebody in the nuts. Maybe I gotta see like the teams and all that. God, I'm trying to think. This is killing me. I think no. Was it someone on the Hawks and Celtics? Somebody got hit, maybe, or was it like somebody in this series in the Denver, Minnesota? I don't know. I feel like there's been at least 3 nut shots. Now, granted, Embiid almost hit somebody in the nuts just by kicking them, because Claxton, dunked on him and tried to step over, and then Embiid tried to kick him. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know, but I do feel like there has been a lot of nut shots in this game, but in these playoffs. But anyways, back to your regular scheduled Lakers talk. The Lakers are like the most dangerous team in the West for sure. Like, obviously you've got LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves for sure. Austin Reeves, love me some Austin Reeves. I've been on that guy's bandwagon since day one in Oklahoma. I promise I'm not trying to say I'm a bandwagoner when he got to the Lakers, but like I've been following this guy when he was at Oklahoma. Like I told my cousin, I was like, hey, this guy, he's special. Like he's good. He could play. I don't really know if I remember saying he could play in the NBA, but I just was like, this guy's good. Trust me. He's good. And then, my cousin sometimes either believes me or doesn't believe me. He's like, he's not that good. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, no. See, I like to find the guys that typically don't really like succeed. Like they don't really score that much points or anything like that. I usually type the guys that like, if they have like 2 or 3 performances, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's good. And then I'll text my cousin and be like, hey dude, we better start putting some respect on this guy. And he's be like, no, we don't. I'm like, yeah, we do. So anyways, I mean, obviously John Moran came back in this game, with that hand, sort of this hand injury. I don't know when I saw that injury, I was like, ooh, his fingers were basically like, if he didn't, they were like they bended so much, and it's like how much they almost didn't like bend and snap and like break in. I don't know, man, that was crazy stuff, dude. All right, just a quick update. Denver's up 58-41, or no, 58-51, I should say, with about 9 minutes left in the third. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those crazy things about this series is like, I don't know if the Grizzlies are going to win or not. I truly don't know who's winning this series. Like, I truly don't. It's sort of a toss up at this point. Like, I feel like we'll get a better, clear idea of who's going to win the series probably in game 4. Obviously that's Captain Obvious, which, whoever wins that game the series is either going to be tied at 2-2 or, the series is going to be at, the Lakers be up 3-1. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this series sort of plays out, because like Memphis is just going to have to like get Dylan Brooks to stop. Well, actually, that's not going to happen. Dylan's going to keep trash talking, but he's going to have to play a little bit better to be able to trash talk, because you can't trash talk and go 3 of 13 from the field. Like, you just can't. You can't do that. Like, Dylan, if you're going to trash talk to LeBron James, who's arguably one of the greatest players of all time, one, you can't call him old. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like, what? Come on, man. Like, I get it. You're sort of being this tough guy, villain, and all that stuff. But like, dude, come on. You can't be calling LeBron James old. We all know he's old, but you can't say it publicly. You're trying to give LeBron James motivation to beat your ass? Come on, man. They'll be doing that. Come on. Come on, Dylan. You're better than that. Come on. What are we doing? Because I don't really want to see the Lakers make it to the second round, even though honestly I do not care if they do. But I don't know. Honestly, both teams. Honestly, I'm not a crazy fan of the Grizzlies either. But I guess I could survive another game. I guess another series with the Lakers. But who would they play in the next series? They would play. I think they would play. Who would they play? They would play the 3 seed. Who is a 3 seed in the West? Oh, the Warriors. So they'd either get the Kings or Warriors. That's right. A Warriors Lakers series. Now that would be some television. Like that would be on prime time, like every night. That'd be something for sure. All right. Moving on to that, let's talk some Cavs and Knicks. So Stephen A was right. The Knicks are going to win this series. Congratulations, Stephen A. The Knicks are going to the second round of the playoffs. I don't get why the Cavs are struggling in this series. Like, I feel like the big men, both their big guys, should be able to dominate this series. Like, their fingers, I feel like their fingers are just made out of butterfingers because they're not catching the ball. They're not really rebounding. They're getting out hustled. There was like late in that fourth quarter, the Knicks got like two critical offensive rebounds. Where are the big guys? Why are they getting the rebounds? I feel like Donovan's not getting really much help either in this series. Now, like Darius Garland's a baller, don't get me wrong, but like in the previous game, he didn't really do much. And now, granted, Donovan Mitchell didn't really do much late in the fourth quarter. The Knicks locked him up. I think he only scored like 2 or 4 points in the second half, which is like, whoa. Knicks really did a great job at playing some excellent defense. But, I mean, it's crazy what they did. Or at least how they're doing it, I should say. How they're doing it is sort of remarkable. As for the Knicks, like, go New York, go. I think the New York Knicks are back. I think they're back. They're finally relevant for once. Jalen Brunson's definitely that guy, and I don't know why in the heck did Dallas let him go. I just don't know. And now they got Josh Hart. I think that was a great pickup during the trade deadline. That was a great pickup for them. And I think it was sort of like a gutsy, not a gutsy, but like it was a really, I thought Tom Thibodeau benching Julius Randle in the fourth quarter was a right decision because I think Randle was just not playing well. He was sort of just out of his mind, or not out of his mind, but like he wasn't playing well. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna bench you, ride with these guys. They're playing a lot better than you are. So I mean, you got to give credit to Tom, to Thibodeau. So yeah, all right. Now this is definitely the series of the playoffs, the Kings and Warriors. Obviously, we all know what happened in Game 2 of Sabonis and Draymond. And then Game 3 happens, and the Warriors come out guns a-blazing on the Kings. And in this game, everybody needs to start talking about De'Aaron Fox and how much of a baller this guy is. Like, he is truly a baller. Like, I think he's definitely like an emerging superstar. I'm talking like some excellent baller. Dude, he's so good. Now, granted, I feel like a lot of NBA fans like myself didn't watch a whole lot of Sacramento. Probably not this year, man. Like in the years past, because the Sacramento Kings were just terrible, and they usually weren't good at basketball, so they were never on television. But like, I don't know what happened from last year to this year, where De'Aaron Fox just took off and just started balling out. But holy cow, he's good. He's good. I watched probably more of him at Kentucky than I did ever at Sacramento in his career so far at Sacramento, which is crazy. Which, credit to Sacramento, they're just terrible at basketball, hiding this great talent from us. You know what's crazy? I have no idea how old De'Aaron is. I think he's like 25, I think. I don't think he's the same. Is he the same age as me? There's no way. I'd be shocked if De'Aaron was the same age as me. Hold on. Okay, hold on. The Aaron Fox. I think he might be 27. No, he's oh my God, he's 25. Because I knew he was young because he entered the draft obviously when he was 18. He was a one and done in Kentucky. But like, dang, he's 25 years old. He's a year older than me, dog. That's freaking crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So I mean, shout out to Aaron for taking the next step and just being a baller. Like I don't know. I'd have to do some ranking talks, but I think I could put him in like the top 15 for sure. For sure. He's one of the top 15 players right now in today's game. I don't know if top 10 yet. They got to probably win this series and win a couple more. And then we can talk to Aaron, but like he's good. Yeah, he's good. He's good. His counterpoint Monk. I don't really know what the Malik Monk was trying to do late in the games. And look, I'm not going to try and bash Harrison Barnes because he's a local guy. He's from the area where I'm currently at in Ames guy. I'm not going to bash him too much because I love Harrison. But, no, it's not good, Harrison. Not good. You made some shots, but you didn't make the shots that we were, the Kings fans and, Kings players were hoping that you were going to make. Obviously you had a chance at the buzzer. That didn't go in. I just didn't think, Harrison, you didn't really play your best game. But, you're just trying to help out your old team out. You're I'm kidding. You weren't really, but come on. So let's be honest, Harrison. You were helping out the Warriors. Come on. Little part of you was trying to help out the Warriors. Because you're all good, but you're all still good friends, right? So, yeah. And Steph Curry. God. Every time I watch Steph Curry, I never my jaw never drops. My jaw is still dropped. I'm still trying to find my jaw when, in that Oklahoma City game where he just pulled up from like near half court and made it in during that regular season game. I mean, it's just one of those like crazy things when he is just so good at shooting the basketball. Like it's not human what he does. Like it's truly not human what he physically does with the basketball. Like he is just truly one of the kind. He's truly the greatest shooter God has ever created. Greatest shooter. Truly is, without a doubt. Now the series is obviously tied at 2-2, going back to Sacramento. This is a critical Game 5 for all us media members or podcasters or anybody that talks basketball. This is always the critical Game 5 series tied at 2-2. And there's probably like some stats saying that whoever, when the series is tied at 2-2, the winner of Game 5 usually wins the series about like 65% or 75 or whatever percentage says that whoever wins Game 5 usually wins the series. But yeah, I think honestly now I think the Warriors probably win this series in 6, so they'll win Game 5 and then head back home for 6 and then close it out in 6. Or well, it's crazy because I think this might go 7, even though I think Warriors in 6, but I wouldn't be shocked if actually that wouldn't be total shocked, but let's assume the Kings win Game 5, then they go back to Oakland for Game 6, and then we go back to Sacramento. Now here's the thing: I think the Warriors need to win Game 5, so that way they don't get to Game 7. Because I think if it's a Game 7, I think you would lean towards the Warriors, right, just because of their experience and all that. But like that crowd in Sacramento, I don't know if they really want to mess with that crowd in Sacramento in Game 7. They want to end the series at their place. Like they want to end this series as soon as possible. So a Game 5 for them is probably a must win. I feel like they don't want to go back to Sacramento for Game 7. All right. As for the last game, even though the Timberwolves and Nuggets are sort of still playing, but I'm going to assume the Nuggets are going to sweep the the Timberwolves. Which, fun fact, neither the Nuggets have ever swept anybody, or neither, and never has the Timberwolves ever been swept. So history could be made tonight. But I'll keep you updated just in case something does happen. As for the Celtics and Hawks, when I was sort of mentioning about it with Trae Young, like he's a fun, young, talented player. I have his jersey in my closet right now. When he was going off like 2 years ago in that conference final, I was like, yeah, I'm buying his jersey. He's fun. I'm gonna be a Hawks, like I'm gonna be a Trae Young fan. When he was a villain in the New York area, and every New York fan were saying, "F you, Trae Young, F you, Trae Young." That was awesome. All that stuff. Oh, now they're showing all the Minnesota miseries with the Minnesota Twins, and then the Vikings, and then the Wild has never made it to a conference finals, and they made it to a conference. The Timberwolves have made it to a conference finals in 2004. The Wild, they said they are never been to the conference finals, and the Vikings have lost 4 straight Super Bowls back in like the 70s. They last went to the NFC title game in 2018 or 19. It was like one of the years when they lost to Nick Foles and the Eagles. But yeah, the Minnesota sports low-key has like some misery. I would hate to be a Minnesota fan, even though I have a cousin that's like just he's a Minnesota fan, but he's just a Minnesota Vikings fan. He's not a fan of the Twins nor Wild, or I guess the Lynx. But the Lynx actually puts it like, actually have like most success out of any sports team out of all the other teams in the Minnesota area. They have I think they got like 5 WNBA titles. God, I keep yawning. That's what I get for sort of staying up late last night watching some rabbit hole YouTube videos or not rabbit holes of anything, just watching some funny clips of NBA TNT, some really funny clips, and just constantly laughing on. But all right, back to the Hawks and Celtics. All right, so Celtics are probably going to win this series. And then Tuesday, I think that's when this Game 5 is. Heading back to Boston. Heading back to Boston. Now, if this series was tied up 2-2, because the Hawks, like that first half, they probably could have kept this game within closer than all that. But they just couldn't make a couple. If they just would have been able to make a couple more shots, I feel like they could have had a chance of winning this game. But, I feel like the Celtics defense sort of like pressured them and rushed them in some of the shots they were taking. But, you got to be able to make them. It's a miss or make league, It's the old saying in the NBA. So, anyways, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like Tatum, when I was sort of mentioning in it with the 76ers, I feel like that Tatum and Brown, Tatum had 31 today. Like, don't get me wrong, Tatum's really awesome. He's that guy. But obviously what we saw in the finals, now granted, this is only the first round. So I feel like once we get more into the rounds, we'll see if Tatum can finally, take it like a bigger leap. Like he took that leap last year, but like I want to see him take it like even a bigger leap. And I don't know what exactly that bigger leap is, I should say, but I feel like I'll know it. I feel like we'll all know it as like fans. I don't know. I have no idea if that makes any sense. I'm sure if somebody's listening to this, I'm sure I'll get ridiculed by my biggest hater, Owen O'Brien. He usually like ridicules me on anything I almost say about sports. He'll just be like, Chan, shut up. And usually he's always either kidding or not kidding. I never tell. He's usually, what's the word I'm looking for? No, granted, I don't feel like saying it out loud just in case if other family members on my dad's side are listening about Owen O'Brien. But for now, I'll just keep it to myself. I'll just say he is a-hole sometimes. I'll say that. He's an a-hole sometimes, which we all need some a-holes in our life sometimes. We love him, but sometimes we hate him. Or I guess we hate him, but, at the end of the day, we love him. I don't really much love him. I just accept him. I just acknowledge him. He is what he is. can't really change. You can't really change who he is. So yeah. The Hawks probably season will end on Tuesday. So I mean, the Hawks, they got some. I don't know. The Hawks are. I don't know what the Hawks are because I feel like obviously they got Quinn Snyder. It'll be interesting to see if they can get another player to go alongside with Trae Young and Murray. I always feel like they need a third guy, sort of, on their level. I don't know who exactly. I'll probably have to make some trades, and then all the other stuff. But yeah, I feel like they probably could have kept Kevin Huerter, but maybe they just couldn't fit him in the cap. But either way, I think that's some NBA talk for you guys tonight. But appreciate everybody listening. Let's do some quick play-by-play announcement here. All right, so there's a foul on Rudy Gobert. It's just late in the third quarter. The score is is Minnesota up now? I think Minnesota's up. So it's 71-69. Timberwolves. Gosh, I keep screwing that up. But Timberwolves are up 71-69. Late third quarter, and they're showing replays of Anthony Edwards. So Jokic is on the line. He's shooting 2. Oh, he just missed the first. So there's about 3:16 left in the third. They're showing Anthony Edwards on the screen again. They just subbed out Jeff Green. And now Jokic just got the ball. He's taking in his routines. He's got 28 points. He's 10 of 18 from the field. He's got 10 rebounds, and the game is now Minnesota's up by 1. All right, so Anthony Edwards dribbles. He passes it off to Prince, and Prince dribbles. He gives it to Kyle Anderson. Speaking of Kyle Anderson, I know his nickname is Slow-Mo, but holy cow, man, that guy is truly slow. Like his shot, like how he shoots the ball, just how he runs, he is truly slow. That man is slow as hell. He is just slow. All right, so Jamal Murray has the ball. Aaron Gordon sets the pick, and then Aaron Gordon in the post gets the ball, and now he's getting double teamed. Now Jamal Murray back with the ball. Jokic on top of the key. There's about 3 seconds left. Murray shoots, and it goes. It's good. Tie game with 2:33 left in the ball game now. Well, not left in the ball game, but left in the third quarter. Anthony Edwards drives, kicks out. Kyle Anderson drives. He stops. He tried to look. Anthony Edwards for 3. No good. Tip. Anthony Edwards with the rebound again. Austin Rivers, 3. Good. Austin Rivers for 3. Minnesota back up by 3 with 2 minutes left in the third. Jamal Murray. Minnesota's on a 21-9 run in the last 5 minutes. Jamal looking for help. He gives it to Aaron. Aaron shoots a 3. No good. Anthony Edwards runs, drives, and it's good. It's good. Minnesota up 78-73. Timeout, Denver Nuggets with 1:46 left in the third. Man, now I'm starting to think I might be able to do some commentating, but I know for a fact I wouldn't, because I know for a fact I'd screw up on so many people's names. I would just stutter like the whole time, be like saying a lot. I don't know. I could never be like a commentary, I could probably be like a color analyst, but I feel like at the same time, if you're going to be a color analyst, you got to be a guy who's either play the game. I've played basketball, but I haven't played at the highest level. I've only played it at high school, so I feel like they wouldn't really want me as a color analyst. But I guess I could be, or is that no? Yeah, color analyst is what it was what JJ Redick does. Yeah, and then the other guy, the commentary is what Al Michaels does, right? Now I can't keep track of the titles of people's when they call games. No, wait. Either way, I couldn't be what usually the guy who mainly talks, and like the other guy, like I know that Grant Hill's on this call, and he's like the guy who like breaks down the plays. I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't break down like what kind of plays are running and be like, well, they just ran a pick and nope, he just scored. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's episode. I kind of wanted to make this like a 30-minute one, and now we're up to like sort of in the 50-ish minute mark, talking as much. So yeah. All right. You know what? I'll keep going until the third quarter ends because there's about 140 left. I think I could make this work. All right. So Gordon's got the ball. He hands it out to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray drives, step back, no good. Oh, Aaron Gordon with the rebound. Oh, gives it to Christian Brown, and now Bruce Brown has got the ball. He lobs it to Christian Brown. Oh, Christian Brown misses the dunk. Austin Rivers with the board. And he gives it to Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards with the ball. Gets a pick from Rudy Gobert. Anthony Edwards on top of the key. Dribbles, drives, and no good. But Rudy Gobert tried to tips it. We still got a loose ball. Who's got the ball? Oh, Minnesota still got the ball. There's about a minute left now. And Anthony Edwards got the ball, top of the key, gets another screen from Rudy, and he kicks it out to Austin. Prince with the ball, 3 seconds. Edwards for three, no good. Jamal Murray with the rebound. Jamal Murray now probably has like 6 rebounds, I'm guessing. I have no idea because the TV's muted, but Jamal Murray drives, sort of dribbling down Austin Reeves. He shoots a fadeaway, and he misses, and now Anthony Edwards gets the ball. He drives, and he does his crossover, step back. No good, but Rudy Gobert with the rebound. He puts it up. It's good. 80-73 with 17 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a 25-9 run in the last 7 minutes of this ball game. Crazy stuff's going on. Jamal Murray with the ball with now 12 seconds left. On top of the logo, he sets a screen for DeAndre Jordan. Oh, he almost got the dunk, but there's a foul. There's a foul. I think Kyle Anderson fouled somebody, but then he also got hurt. I think he got hit in the face. A lot of headshots going on around here. All right, 5.8 seconds left, and Kyle Anderson is still down on the ground. Let's see. Oh, here we go. They're going to show the replay. So DeAndre Jordan, who I forgot was on the Denver Nuggets, and then, that happened. Oh, okay. Anthony Edwards got him. Nope, it wasn't DeAndre Jordan. His own teammate got him. I think he got poked in the eye. That sucks. So we got an injury on the floor. We'll take a timeout here, or maybe are we taking a timeout? Or are we not? Are we just going to stay right here? Looks like we might stay right here. Just gonna check up on. Oh, it kind of seems like it's a bad one. They're having to make sure. I don't know. All right, he got up. He's all right. Got his eye poked pretty good though. He's feeling it. He's not feeling well. That's for sure. All right. So like I said, there's about 5.8 seconds left, and Kyle Anderson. Oh nope, he stopped. Wow. His eye is just terrible. Oh, wait, is he going to try and stay in the game? Oh, what a warrior. What a warrior Kyle Anderson is. And Anthony Edwards like, you good, dog? You good? I didn't mean to poke you in the eye. My bad, dog. You good? You sure? Because, I was just trying to block that. Oh, no way. He's coming out. I think the refs told him he had to come out. He was wanting to stay in the game, but he's like, no, I'm good. You got to go out. Just go to the locker room, get your eye fixed. So Kyle Anderson's out. I don't know who's replacing him. Let's see who replaced him. Oh, Karl Anthony Towns is now in the game. All right. So DeAndre Jordan, who's really bad at free throw shooting, will shoot 2. Shoots the 1. He makes the first. So now it's 80-74, 5.8 left. All right. So DeAndre Jordan will now attempt to shoot the second as we see Kyle Anderson headed back to the locker room to fix his eye. All right, so Jordan at the line, shooting the second, and it is no good. But Bruce Brown. Oh, Bruce Brown almost got the steal. He almost could have had a chance for a last-second shot for Denver. Now there's 2.6 seconds left on the clock. Then Minnesota will attempt to get the ball in. Oh, Anthony Edwards with the ball. And he shoots, and it is, just a bit off the mark. As the end of the third goes, Minnesota 80, Denver 74, as Minnesota is trying to avoid getting swept in this series. But Denver is also trying to end this series tonight. Who will give in? Who will survive? We'll find out tomorrow morning when we all wake up listening to this podcast or watching or looking up our scores on the ESPN app. All right, so with that being said, I think we should wrap up today's episode. It's been long enough. So make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and I think, let's see, it's at Facebook and in the YouTube. So, we will have a NFL sort of video out like sometime this week before the NFL, because obviously the NFL drafts on Thursday. So I'll probably have it out like Tuesday or Wednesday, which I promise that one will be out. I promise you that. I promise you that one will be out. But if not, I will release a statement out on Facebook and Twitter. So if you want to follow me on those social media platforms, all you got to do is just type in Tweet Show. That is TWEDT Show. I feel like I keep having to constantly have to do this, even though nobody really asks me. It's like, Chan, we know we don't have to say, you don't have to keep spelling out your last name or telling us all your social media platforms, but I just feel like doing it. So like I said, follow us on all the social media platforms, just Tweet Show. Just type it in somewhere on your search engine. You can also find these podcasts on any platform that you listen to on, like Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, you name it. I'm pretty sure I'm on it. So I think with that being said, I think that'll be it for today's episode. I'll see you guys next time.